ding, ding, ding. We back at it again. This is Ringside Presents Corner Confessions, and we're back at it again with this lovely duo that I've known for quite some time, and they have certainly made quite a splash on the Ringside YouTube channel. Everyone knows we have Mr. Dee Black and the always lovely Laydee Vee back at it again. How y'all doing?
What's going on?
Awesome.
And hey, people, this is round 3.
Yes, this is round 3. So, the people have spoken. You guys, just one video just wasn't enough. We did one video. It was great, but hey, popular demand. People wanted to see you guys again. So now we have some new topics to talk about. We talked about you guys of interest at the Exotica conference. We talked about your extensive career face sitting, because that's what you guys are known for.
Favorite.
You guys have been on CNN with Lisa Ling. You guys have done. Didn't I see you were recently in a documentary or
I'm in a movie and it's coming out next year. I'm super excited. It's Trans Me. I started taping that in July with them, so I'm super excited about that premiere. And I was also in London. It was about domestic violence. I taped that a couple of years ago, and she did the premiere recently on domestic violence, and I was featured in that premiere. Mm-hmm. So
nice. Okay, yeah. So you guys are all around. So you're clearly busy. Nothing boring about your life. So I think that with the videos that have been doing very well on YouTube, obviously you guys kind of.
They love us.
Yeah, YouTube, my channel loves you guys.
Yeah,
we love y'all. You guys have instructed a lot of people, particularly with the digital community, Ringside digital community, about face sitting. A lot of people didn't know the term or had coined the term face sitting, and now, you guys have made it popular. You guys have given people or started a conversation with couples. Because now you have couples, you have men and women, you have couples, well, just all couples in general, having that conversation at a TGI Fridays or any date night. Like,
girls' night.
What you think about face sitting?
What do you think about face sitting? Or what,
yes.
Have you ever done face sitting? Or what's that like? So you guys have certainly sparked that conversation. So, you making moves and you're, you're really on top of the culture. So today I kind of wanted to turn the knob a little bit. We've already covered, some awesome content, but I want to talk about something that's near and dear to you, something that obviously you wrote a book, and you're holding it right there. It's called what?
The Bi in Me, the Dichotomy of Laydee Vee.
All right. And is it a coincidence that all rhymes?
I know. No, like my sister Tayomi gave me Dichotomy. We were talking and I said, I like the Bi in Me. She said, it needs to have something else in it. And she gave me the word dichotomy, and my husband, he's a graphic designer, so he made my book cover. So he had made my book cover before the book was done. He already saw the vision for it. And I'm like, I love it because it's purple. It has all of me. But yes, the Dichotomy of Laydee Vee.
I did the purple before the purple.
Yeah, before the purple was the purple.
Before the purple.
Okay, you mad at that. So what, this book is a new venture. What inspired you to write this?
My life. I grew up in a Pentecostal church background. My grandfather was a bishop. And being a PK kid, you try to live up to everyone's standard. And I realized I couldn't match what everybody was asking me to do. I just wanted to be me. I wanted to know God for who he is and, who he's to me. But I didn't want to be that child that represents the preacher's kids. We all go through that for PK kids. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So, and when I started to discover my bisexuality, I realized I'm totally different. Wait, I like females and guys. I realized if you read my book at the very first chapter, not the prologue, but the very first chapter, I talk about me being molested. And I go into full details about me being molested. It was by my grandfather's friend, who was also a pastor. And I remember the day, one of the days that he molested me, and I wrote about it in my book. And he went to church that evening and preached, and I had to sit there and watch him preach after feeling, knowing what he did to me. And so after that, later on he passed away, and then I had a female cousin, and we always have that cousin that's not our blood cousin in church. You call them auntie so-and-so, this is my little cousin,
I can relate.
But we wasn't blood cousins. And, one night she came over, and we had a sleepover, and she started feeling me, but it was a different touch. It was different than Mr. Creepy, which is what I put, have him in reference him in my book. So it was a different feel, and I actually liked it. And so as I started to get older, I knew there was something different. I tried to live the life that my grandmother and my mother and my grandfather wanted me to live, but I knew I wanted more. I'm like, I like females and I like guys. And the more I started finding females that was interested in me also, I was like, wait, hold up. I got something. And, through my steps and my journey, you read about me being a stripper. A lot of people didn't know I used to strip.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I used to be a stripper. And you read about so many things that has happened to me. And even one that I talk about my dad and my relationship with my dad. And how, the first day of me meeting my dad was in a DNA testing. And so I go into people learning more about Violet, but it's through the eyes of Laydee Vee.
Okay. No, I didn't know. No, were you well, we can get to that part later. You said some things that were very interesting. So when you realized this about yourself, did your family accept this right away, or was it something that you had to?
Oh no. No.
Oh no?
No.
I'm guessing it's a no.
It's a no.
It's a no.
And I want you to finish. Matter of fact, can you finish your statement?
No, I was gonna say, was this something that you had to kind of reveal to your family? Was it something you think they picked up on just through their own observation of knowing you, or how did that come about? Was it you hear about National Coming Out Day, which is October. I always forget. And you have, that's the thing. We have a lot of people, that want to use it as an opportunity to come out to their family and friends. But then you have certain instances where some family, they already know. They know through your mannerisms, through your behaviors, and so on and so forth. So, one, do you think your family knew of your bisexuality, or was it something you just had to, bring to their attention? And also, how did they respond? Like, were they open to it, or or not?
Okay, so as far as my family knowing, they knew I was different. Let's put it like that. My cousins we're a very small niche family. So my other cousins, they're ministers, and they're elders in the church and stuff like that. And I was just like, that's not my flow. I could be a missionary and help pray, but that wasn't my flow. So they knew I was into something different. They saw the guys that I brought around, but I think they didn't want to accept it. It was until I found myself. So all this time I was seeing females and meeting up with them from the chat line, but I didn't know who I was until I met one of I call her my angel from back in the days, because she was like, do you really know who you are? And I was like, no. And I talk about it also in my book. One day she was talking to me, and I was like, I want to talk to my mom and tell her, that I have feelings for females, but I don't know how to say this. And for me, I wanted to tell my story, but I was afraid back then because, one, that's all I knew was the church. So for me to tell my mom that I don't know if I'm gay or what, I just know it's something different. That's go beyond what they were teaching. So it was automatic. I had to figure out, okay, how about she kick me out the house? What the hell am I going to do? I'm going to be on the street, So I have to do this in a strategic order. Because my grandmother always told me, you got to do things in strategic orders,
Right.
So, I asked one of my friends who, like I said, she was real dear to me, and she called my mom. And she was older, so she was able to kind of relate to my mother a little bit more than I did. And so she called my mom, and she said, hey, I'm Violet's friend, and I want to talk to you a little bit because, Violet is a really dear friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that she's dealing with. And, I want to talk to you about it to see how you feel. And I remember in the room, I'm sitting in the room because I knew they were on the phone. I knew what time she was calling. I knew my mom was going to be there. I'm like, oh shit, in my head. I'm like, it's about to go down. And I heard my mom say, well, if that's who she is, then I'm going to love her. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wait. Okay, I could stop packing because in my head I already start packing my clothes, and so
you were assuming the worst.
And exactly. Yeah. And then I had I was not just turned 18, but I was in my 18s, and I didn't really know how she was gonna feel. Like, you're grown now, get the fuck out, And so my mom, she said, well, if that's how she feels, then I'm gonna love her. And is that my friend explained to my mom who she was. And then she's like, I would like for V to come out and stay with me for a weekend. And she was married to a female. So she said, if this is truly who she is, I want her to come out here. And, come talk to me and let's talk. And I remember that was my first trip without my mom, by myself, on a train. And I'm sitting here like, I felt I was way grown, like. And I remember going out there and she looked at me and we were at our counter and I walked in and I see all of this stuff about gay rights. I didn't even know anything about that then. I was so young and naive, I think, at that point of, I knew I liked girls, but I didn't know there was a name that's associated and we supposed to act a different way and stuff. I didn't know none of this stuff. I'm like, what? And so she's telling me all about, she was like, well, let me ask you a question. Do you still like guys? Mm-hmm. And I said, yeah. I said, I don't think I'm gay. I just don't know what it is. She said, then you bisexual. You like females and you like guys. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I said, but aren't I going to go to hell? Like, that's what my grandfather used to say. If you messing with another sex, you going same sex, you going to hell. And she said, no, God don't work like that. And I'm like, that conversation hit home. And I remember before she said I was bisexual, she told me at the beginning when I got there that Friday, she said, by the end of the weekend, I want you to tell me what you want. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, the weekend, that's only 2 days. Like, you want me to figure out this shit in my head for what I want within 2 days?
You got 2 days to do it.
Like, what the hell is this? Like, I just came out here to chill.
Time. You got it.
Yeah, I just came out here to chill. And, she was like, she broke down everything. I hung out with her friends. I felt older. I felt like, hey, this is my coming out of me. And I think that was my true coming out. It wasn't a thing of coming out to my family. It was coming out to myself. Mm-hmm. And realizing...
that self-awareness, that being honest with yourself.
That being honest, like, I'm not going to be perfect for everybody. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to fit everybody. And I don't. And so because I don't, I have a choice to be with who I want. And who says I need to choose? I like cake and I like to eat it. That's what you're supposed to do with cake? So, yeah. Facts. So, I like my cake and I eat it too. And I enjoy it.
Ain't that right, dude? You gotta eat the cake.
Gotta eat the cake.
So, with these phases and this journey, I really found me coming out to myself helped me accept who I am. And when I met my husband, because every guy and you'll read it in the book, but every guy that I had before my husband made it seem like I was nasty for being bisexual.
And that was actually, that's a great segue into the next question. Mm-hmm. I was going to ask, like, okay, even before you got married and you met, the awesome Dee right here.
The one and only.
One and only. What was dating like? Because you were still in New York at this time, right?
Yes. What
was dating like, now that you've, made this discovery of yourself, you come out to yourself, you're honest, and mm-hmm. based on, being around your friend, now there's a name for it. Mm-hmm. What was dating like after that? Because you're dating, you dating both men
and female. I was confused. Like? Mm-hmm. I was confused. I got back and I'm like, okay, now I know what this is. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do I do with it? Like, where do I go from here? Like, how do I meet people? And I remember my first girlfriend. I talk about her in the book, and she's still in my life. Excuse me, she's still in my life. I call her my baby mama. But, my first girlfriend taught me what it is to actually have feelings for a female.
Mm-hmm.
I was chilling. I was meeting people on the chat line. I even ran into some people from church, and I was like, whoa. Wait, you bi too? Like, it's a whole community. I feel like I'm a part of it. But, my first girlfriend taught me how to love a female. She was very direct. She didn't take no shit. She was, if she didn't like it, she told me flat out, I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like how you treated me. And it was like, I think with her, I got scared and I ran, if that makes sense. And I ran to the point where I ran into this older man, and his name is King, and well, in the book is King.
We're gonna call him King.
Yeah, we're gonna call him King. And with King, I started to find that's where the stripper side of me started to come out, and he introduced me into having threesomes with females, and I'm like, wait, hold up, this is stuff I've been dreaming about. And it was like we used to, because we had to try out the females before they went on the stage, so it was like that. And then the crazy part, he was a minister, which was even worse.
What's going on with these
ministers? I promise you, like, he was a minister in the church, preached at my grandfather's church after we left the strip club. I tell you, my life is crazy. But
you know what? I just gotta say, it's many. Being here for 26, almost 27 years, all the guys, frat brothers that I know who are ministers and pastors, y'all got me looking at them like,
real like, yo,
Suspect.
What you really do?
Because but you know what? I've made that observation before. I've said, you know what? Your favorite pastor is probably at the strip club on Saturday night.
Facts.
I've said that several times.
Club.
Facts.
I've said that about Atlanta. Like, Atlanta being the strip club capital, I'm like, trust and believe your pastor or your deacon, they at Magic City.
Or deaconess.
Facts.
Something.
Facts. And after King, and you got to read this book to find out what happened there, but after King, the guys I had in my life after that they thought me being bi was their golden ticket to having a threesome. They thought it was their way of into other females and wasn't treating me with respect. So I'm like, that's not what I want. But I don't want to be with a female full time, because the females, I was the dominant one with the females. I was the one that was like, taking over in the bedroom and stuff like that, because I'm like...
Would you say you were more of the guy?
Yes.
You're more of the...
Oh, truly. I have 5 strap-ons upstairs. You understand?
Damn.
So I am the dominant one in the bedroom. So when it comes to females. But with guys, I'm more submissive. I like to be dominated with guys. That's just, it's a weird me. So...
it's not weird. It's self-awareness. But that brings me to... Dee, not gonna leave you out. You part of this as well. So, what was it like when you first laid eyes on Vee? That's the love of your life. I'm sure it was love at first sight. You knew, that's me right there. When you guys met, you went out. I'm assuming you went out on some dates and conversed.
First date was awesome.
All that. When she told you she was bisexual, what was your reaction?
When we first met, it was, actually our first date, we went to Barnes & Noble's. And,
okay.
No, the movie theater.
Yeah, the movie theater, but the...
Barnes & Noble's, yeah.
First initial
date
was Barnes & Noble's. It was just on
Good job, my man.
Yeah, it was something different. I wanted to impress her. Because I know, even with our first conversation was about the Bible. And it was just
2-hour conversation.
Yeah, 2-hour conversation. Just first time talking to her just about the Bible. But it was just something different about her. So I wanted to impress her and just do something different that was outside of the norm. So I asked her to just go on a date. I worked downtown. She worked downtown. It wasn't too far from, if you're familiar with downtown Brooklyn, Montague Street. So we went to...
Is Brooklyn in the house?
Yeah, Brooklyn in the house.
All day.
So we went to the Barnes & Noble's, and I forgot what book it was, but I bought her a book, and we just sat there and we talked. And then we went and got some Starbucks, and she told me that she was bisexual and that she was, into women. And like always, she kept it real, and I thought it as it's something different, something that I wasn't used to, because the first time a girl asked me to have a threesome is in my teens. I was like, no, I don't know you like that, and I don't know that other person. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, it was something different, and I was a teenager. I'm scared. Mm-hmm. So when she said she was bisexual, I was like, okay, that's different, but I'm willing to try it because I liked her, and whatever that came with her, I was willing to accept. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't something that I wanted to capitalize on, or something that I was like, oh yeah, she's in a girl, so I'm gonna take advantage of this. And then no, it was something that happened gradually. It didn't happen until after we were married. Like what, a year into our marriage, then we actually had another woman inside the bedroom.
And that was interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was good times. That was good times.
Okay.
I think it was his first. Yeah, it was his first time seeing me actually.
Yeah.
In the bedroom.
Well, it wasn't in the living room.
In the living room.
In the living room.
In the
joke.
Yeah. But go ahead.
It was just something different, and it's just the way a woman interacts with another woman on an intimacy tip. So it was just something different, and then she always kept it real, so she let me speak to baby mother and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't something that was secret. So I think with people, when it comes to bisexuality, is not keeping it in, and it's just letting it out to your mate or whoever you're in a relationship with.
So I mean, in terms of what people think and say about bisexuality, because I mean, you can peruse social media or any mixed group. I mean, when you talk about bisexuality, people have different opinions, thoughts. Particularly, when you're in a state like Georgia.
Yeah.
Just like we talked about, like I mentioned on every show I've done with you guys, this is the Bible Belt. Mm-hmm. Georgia in and of itself is very conservative. So you're going to have a lot of people who are, it's
secretly conservative.
Secretly conservative.
But you have a lot of people with a whole myriad of thoughts on bisexuality, particularly the difference between, because I think for some people there is a double standard between the perception of bisexual woman versus a bisexual man. As far as stereotypes and this, one of the things that is very pervasive in terms of what people think. I've heard this from men. Men will say a woman can be bisexual, but a man can't be bisexual.
Which I think is bullshit.
Yeah. Logically speaking, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
But I've heard more than actually, no, I take it back. I've heard men and women say, a man can't be bisexual, only a woman be bisexual. You hear things about how they justify the double standard because they feel like, well, bisexuality is more attractive to a man versus it's not that attractive to a woman as far as what she sees in a man. But what are some stereotypes and some, I guess, fake news and mistruths that you've encountered, particularly moving down to Georgia? I know you guys met in New York. You moved down to the great state of Georgia.
I remember we told your audience that we did get married within 3 months. So I must have been doing something right.
You was doing something, in and out of the bedroom, you did something right.
Yes.
And so I can look at Dee's face. I mean, just fond memories are going on. Good times. But in terms of how people, just from what you've seen and kind of how they view and stereotype bisexuality, what are some of the things you hear pretty regularly, or things that you feel are just outlandish?
I think that bisexuals don't know what they want.
Yeah, that they're confused and and that they're going through just a phase, or they're just what's that? It's bicuriousism, but it's after that it's like it's just a phase, bro. It's just something that you're going through, and like it's just like it's a disease or something. Just it's something that's gonna pass. It's just something that's gonna give it a few months or a few years, you'll be over it.
But like we teach in our class, because we have a class about this. It's called Bae is Bisexual, Now What's Next. A lot of times when females realize that they're bi, they don't know what really to do. They just understand the sexuality of it. They know that in the bedroom, that's what they want. But reality is you have to check yourself and say, okay, listen, Do I want a female in my life full time? Do I just want to go when we on vacation and that's what me and Bae do? Then that's, something I do then and that's it. When I come home, I'm the way whatever, And you got to figure out how you fit in the dynamics of bisexuality.
Mm-hmm.
If that's something that you want full time, and like I call myself the president of being bisexual. Okay,
okay.
I am, because I've been in this thing since I was 12. That's a very long time to be eating some pussy, okay? I'm just being honest, okay?
So Dee is the first man.
The first man.
You're the president.
In that point, yeah. But I've been with females. I tell people I crave females just like a dude do. I like the attention, the femininity, and the masculinity that I get. But a lot of females can't really handle that when they're first realizing who they are. So they got to work the middle. So they got to figure out who they are, what they like, what do they want in their life, and how it fits in your life.
And also with the rise of social media, you have different misconceptions of what bisexuality is, whereas you're seeing people on TV
and videos.
Yeah, and videos kissing each other, and it's like, okay, that's bisexuality, but it's different spectrums of bisexuality, and it's more than what people see on TV or read in social media. It's more than what they think it is.
And it's not just I kissed a girl and I liked it.
Yeah.
It's more than
it comes
that.
with emotions. It comes with different. If you're dating in that realm, or if you're into just in that physical thing, then that's something totally different.
Yeah, if you want to just go to trapeze and have some fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to trapeze.
Shout
if you want to go to trapeze and just have some fun, then that's different than saying I say I'm bisexual because I am.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy being with a female. I love the company of a female, and I love the company of a man. And to me, that's sexy.
So, last question. I want to end with a banger, but it's something that I feel is very relevant, and something that happens, honestly, to a lot of married couples in particular. So, you guys, you knew she was bisexual before you were married. That was something she was transparent about, and in essence, she gave you a choice. You chose the green light to move forward, and here you are now, years later, married with beautiful children.
17.
17 years.
17, okay. So you're going to have people going to watch this video on social media and YouTube, everything. You have those instances where you have both men and women who may not have the strength or may not have the way to admit their bisexuality to themselves ahead of time, but they come out while they're married to someone of the opposite sex. And you have people that feel like, how do I tell my spouse that secretly I'm bisexual? And what do I do at that point? What advice would you give any man or any woman who's watching this who may be married and may not know how to express to their spouse that, look, I want to tell my spouse that secretly I'm into guys, or secretly I'm into girls, or, because at that point you're already married and they're not sure how their spouse may respond. Their spouse may, think, okay, great, or no, that's not what I'm signed up for. What advice would you give the men and women out there in this exact situation right now?
You want me to start, or you
Yeah,
can start?
just be
blurt it out, either one.
Just be honest, and in our relationship we have an open door policy. Is if I give it to you, however way you take it is how you take it. As long as I give it to you and I'm honest with it, and I'm being just upfront with you, however way you take it is how you take it. I'm free. That now energy is now on you. Whatever you do with it is whatever you do with it. But hopefully that person who is who's being told that is receptive of it, and it's no judgment. So I would just say, just be honest and just be sincere with your honesty.
And we always say, I have this thing where I bring stuff up new to my husband, and it's our thing, but we understand it. And I'm like, baby, so what do you think about this? Because you don't want to just, if you and your mate have been together for years and you found this is a newfound thing that you're finding in your life, and you want to explore it a little bit more, you don't know the steps yet. So it's like, babe, what do you think about bisexuality. And female.
Kind of feel them out.
Yes,
Like,
because you want to know how they feel about it wholeheartedly, because they're going to be honest with you in that first initial question until you say, well, I was thinking about this, and you do the research together. As long as you and your partner are together, you're a team. You come into this as a team. You leave out as a team. And as long as you keep that communication open without judgment, because that's a big thing where
that's the most important part.
people they want to open up, but they're scared of being judged. And the last thing you want to be judged is by the person you sleeping next to. So, if you could say, hey, babe, we're going to put some things on the table, and I just want to know your viewpoints. What do you feel about this? What do you think about bisexuality? Because I would like to open up the bedroom or maybe bring another female in, but I want to make sure our foundation, you see the key words are our, we. I want to make sure our foundation is solid before we do this. So it's more now of a not so me thing, but it's a us. Let's do this together and let's explore this together, and without having any hidden agendas, and create those safe words, those words that make sense to you and your mate, and be honest. Because honesty is sexy. Consent is even sexier. But honesty is sexy. So if you're honest with your mate and how you feel, and if they love you, they're going to love you unconditionally.
Because if you can't be real with your mate, then who can you be
Who can you be real with?
And
if you can't be real, why are you with them?
Why are you even with them?
Exactly. And you should be able to open up and express how you feel to your loved one without any type of judgment or anything like that, because it's way too much going on in this world. Way too much going on in this world to feel judged and feel inadequate because how you are, what you're dealing with inwardly.
And no one wants to hide.
Life's too short to hide.
Yeah.
Life's too short. We grown. What we hiding for? You like pussy, I like pussy. Let's get pussy together.
You know what? We're going to end it there. I like that. Okay.
But
I'm not mad at that. But yeah, really quickly, the Buy and Me, where can they find it?
This is my first original copy, so y'all gotta excuse the little, this book doesn't been read 15,000 times because I wanted to make sure it was right. But this is my first original copy. But it's called The Buy and Me, The Dichotomy of Laydee Vee. Now you can go to Amazon, okay, and get the book. However, if you contact me directly in my inbox on my Instagram is DV Passion, and on Twitter you could DV Passion Love, or my Facebook, which is Laydee Vee, LAYDEEVEE. If you contact me directly, it's $25 for a signed copy, and you get it signed directly from me, and you get a handwritten note. The reason why I add on the handwritten note is because a lot of people is in the world of social media. And when the last time you received a handwritten note from someone? And so every book that you buy directly from me, you get a handwritten note directly from me. It could be whatever I'm thinking that day, or just a simple gratitude of thank you for supporting me. So you can get the book, and it's a dope. It's a page turner. You're not gonna put it down. And also check us out at Exotica. We'll be at Exotica
December 3rd through the 5th.
Yes.
In DC.
In DC.
Yes, and ATL Hottest. I know it's gonna be cold out there, y'all pray.
It's gonna be freezing, but we're gonna make it hot.
And we were nominated for ATL Hottest Power Couple. So
you guys are well known. I mean, people, if you live in Atlanta, unless you're living under a rock, people know who you are. CNN knows who you are.
Definitely.
And HBO Max
HBO
now.
Max.
HBO Max.
Yes, HBO Max know who we are now too. It's being fun. Like, a lot of people have access to HBO Max now, so it's pretty cool when people see us.
All right,
But
so
we appreciate it. Go get the book. It's
we ain't
worth
done
it.
yet.
And we ain't done yet. We got so much more to come.
So much more.
All right, we're here for it. All right, everybody. This has been Ringside's Corner Confessions once again. Laydee Vee, Dee Black. Make sure you're out there. Find us on Ringside.
Yeah.
Find the Ringside Digital Group on Facebook. Just go up to the search bar, type in Ringside LLC. Go ahead and visit that website, ringsidedebates.com. Make sure you watch, like, and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment down below. And we will see you guys next
For
time.
part 4.
For part 4. It's going to be a part 4.
Hey,
Part
we're your favorite couple.
Yes.
Favorite couple.
Hopefully 2022.
Yes.
2022, we're going to make some
Let's
big things
do it.
happen.
Yes, sir.
New stories.